Hi and welcome to College Cambria. Hello, a close with College Cambria. My name's David Garrett and I'm one of the plastering lecturers at Bersham Road, College Cambria. I'm going to give you some information today regarding the course, how it works, and answer any questions that you may have. Today alongside with me I've got Wesley Jackson, who's a level 1 student currently studying plastering at College Cambria. And before we start, I'd just like to show you a quick video of construction.
The future of construction lies within these walls. Specialist facilities built to develop you and make you stronger. Your journey starts now. In here, you will find the hammer and nail and the digital. A place where new meets old. Years of mastering specialist techniques are here, waiting for you. Taught through both literature and practical support to inspire you to innovate and create. We have built strong connections and laid the foundations for your future career. Enhanced programmes taught in realistic working environments help you strive for your best possible results. New technologies are waiting to be built. Your future starts today. College Cambria.
Okay, so just a short video of what we do holistically in construction with College Cambria across both sites, Bersham Road and Deeside. My job today is just to give you some information on plastering. Like I mentioned, I've got Wes Jackson alongside with me as well. He's going to be giving a little bit of information regarding his side of things from a student perspective. Just to give you a bit of a plastering overview first of all, it's a level 1 course starting first off, and then you would progress onto a level 2. It's made up of theory units and also practical assessments as well. So the time will be spent pretty much half in the workshop and half in the classroom. And we do lots of different practical assessments as well. We actually get you to do a little bit more than what's required also. We think it's important to get you ready for the world, ultimately for excuse me, for work. So starting off at level 1, you use a range of different materials from lime mortar, which is what we use as simulated cement mortar, plasterboard, backing plasters, finished plasters, running molds. Obviously, to accompany them, you have to have a range of different tools to do that as well, which we've got full resource here to do so as well. Days usually level 1 are 3 days a week. Usually a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Could be a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Just depends on the numbers that we get, really. And obviously talked about the materials. So level 1 is made up of 4 different units: internal, external, sheet materials, and fibrous work as well. And the assessments are basically based on end of unit knowledge tests, which is multiple choice, and also some practical assessments as well. Obviously, we'll train you up in terms of trying to pass them practical assessments, but that's how it sort of formulates. And then the idea is you progress on to level 2, which again is a little bit more difficult. The same makeup, so half theory, half practical, but we use more materials, and the assessments are a lot more difficult as well. I'd like to just bring Wes in at this point, just to give his account of level 1. He's obviously just completed level 1, even with the COVID situation, and done very well as a student, returning as an older student as well. So if Wes, if you'd like to put your little input into it, please.
Yep. I've really enjoyed my first year at College Cambria, and I'm looking forward to starting my level 2 in September. The tutors have really helped me gain the knowledge and all the skills that I've needed to progress in my future in plastering. College Cambria's excellent facility and is committed to seeing their learners become successful.
Thank you very much, Wes. That's it. And from Wes's point of view, he was a bit undecided if he wanted to do electrical or plastering. Coming back as an older student, and I convinced him to stay, and thankfully excellently well, and he's really looking forward to level 2 as well. So brilliant. Thanks for that, Wes.
I'm glad I did as well.
We've got some pre-asked questions. one of which I've kind of answered. So how much practical is involved in the course? So it's usually around 50% practical and 50% theory. Some days you might spend half a day in the class in the morning, and then the afternoon there might be a full day in practical and there might be a full day in theory, but that would all be down to whichever table suits whichever group. We're looking at getting 2, possibly 3 level 1 groups this year, which is a huge increase, and it's really popular at the minute, which is very good. It's very busy in construction, so it's good. Second question was, do I have to wear a uniform? We don't ask you to wear a uniform. You are free to wear whatever you want in college. However, when in the workshop, we do ask that you wear older clothes, because some of the materials that you'll be using can stain or stick to your clothes. So we wouldn't advise wearing any expensive clothes. And also with a big focus on PPE, so boots, minimum requirement. I think Wes wears overalls most of the time. Yeah, we will provide glasses for you and gloves as well, and ear protection. So boots and any old clothes are really the minimum requirement. What is it like working in the plastering industry? Somebody's asked. So I'm not going to lie, it is hard work. It's not an easiest trade. You know, electricians, plumbers, don't work probably as hard as plasterers in terms of physical, but it's very rewarding, and it's a trade that a lot of people won't have a go at themselves, which gives us as plasterers a bit of a step above the rest in terms of getting work, and it really is very busy out there at the minute. You can go lots of different routes. Domestics are working in people's houses, or down the site route, which is, you know, new builds of houses, new commercial developments, etc. How long will it take me to become a qualified plasterer? So the level 2 will be achieved in 2 academic years. We don't offer level 3, but there are places that do. Just as a note, whilst I'm on the subject as well, D-side don't offer plastering at Bersham, as so in College Cambria, plastering is exclusive to Bersham. It's not able to be done in D-side, which doesn't stop you at all coming from that neck of the woods. I've got a couple of students that come further than that as well, so that's not a problem. Ultimately, we'll teach you the basics and the crux of what plastering is all about, and we give you some very good experience. When you go out and do it in the world of work yourself is when you find out, you know, and really sort of finalise your skill set. So that's all of the pre-asked questions. If anybody would like to ask any questions in terms of any information they want, please fire away. We're just waiting for some questions to come through. I've just been notified for. So just talking about the different types of materials that we'll use. Plastering is obviously, a lot of people think that plastering is just what you see on your finished wall in your house. It's not. There's a lot more to it than that. You've got plasterboard, which is predominantly more common now these days. We've got solid wall plastering, which is scratch coat, floating coat and skim. Fibrous moulding work, which is sort of the more older traditional cornice work that you would probably see in some people's houses. What other materials do we work with, Wes?
Do a lot of learn how to do exterior rendering as well.
Okay, yeah, good shout for exterior rendering. So K-Rend. So we're looking at getting a spray machine going forward. A question's just come through. So what is my progression route after this course? That's from Craig Evans. Thanks for that, Craig. Obviously, if you'd start on level 1, we would like you to progress on to level 2. From there, you can look at going sort of anywhere, really. You can go into employment, self-employment. Some students previously have gone straight from level 2 into site management. So gone to university to do a HNC or a HND in site management. They want to go down that route. There's a possibility of apprenticeship, which I'll talk about in a minute. There's lots of routes you can go down. You can go in domestic, commercial. What we do is get a lot of people jobs. So we've got quite a lot of close contacts within the Wrexham and sort of Flintshire area, and we have a lot of the individual companies phoning us up asking for lads and girls who are on the course, you know, with the right attitude, who want to progress. They've got a decent skill set. They're really trying hard. So we'll send them off on a work placement with them. And then 9 times out of 10, they will then take them. So what then happens is you switch from a full-time group to the apprenticeship group. So we have two groups. So there'll be level 1 full-time, which is 3 days, and level 1 employed group, which is the apprentices, which come in 2 days. In the second year, they would be classed as a level 2 apprentice, then that actually classed as a day release. You would only come 1 day a week and then go to work for the other 4. And that you can do level 2 at full-time as well, which is 3 days. I hope that answered it, Craig. Do I have to wear a uniform? From Joe Edward. Joe Edwards, thanks for that, Joe. No, you don't have to wear a uniform. You can get some T-shirts printed. We use a local printing company here. It's just a navy polo, College Cambria badge with plastering underneath. I think they're about £10, something like that. Other than that, you're looking at just wearing old clothes with a minimum PPE requirement of boots. And we will provide the rest for you in terms of eyewear, earwear, gloves if you need it. Just wait for some more questions to come through if we've got any. Lauren has asked how much practical is involved in the course. Hello, Lauren. Again, it's 50-50. So you will have, we'll base it on a level 1 course at 3 days. You will have a day and a half theory in the classroom, which is combined with the plastering theory and also essential skills Wales. So we will upskill you on maths and English. And then the other day and a half out of the 3 days would be classed as practical in the workshop. Sometimes that changes as well. If we know we're ahead with theory, I'll pull you into the workshop and we'll have an extra session. And by the same token, if we need to get something done in theory, I'll pull you out of the workshop and we'll go there. We're pretty flexible in terms of how we work that, but we do have to work to a set timetable. I hope that answered that, Laura. Is there work experience? Work in the community, and from September we'll be looking to get groups out to help the likes of Plasmatic in Wrexham, AVA, which is in the middle of Wrexham Town Centre, to get them on sort of projects which gives them that work experience. Just linking back to what I said a minute ago, we do have a lot of employers to maybe, that we can send people to work experience with, and like I say, 9 times out of 10 they'll take them and switch to the apprenticeship programme as well. So yes, there will be work experience. It's not, we don't have, if we're having 40 first years this year, we won't be able to send them all on work experience. So it's about how you adapt and how you prove yourself on the course. And obviously the best candidates that do that will be the people that will get offered the work experience with different companies. How long will it take me to become a qualified plasterer? Again, 2 years, you would get your level 2. So you do your level 1 in the first year, you do your level 2 in the second year. And again, it depends which route you go down. If you don't have an apprenticeship, you would come out after doing the 2 years with a level 2 diploma in plastering. If you do manage to get an apprenticeship in either the first or the second year, your days do drop from a 2-day in the first year and a day release in the second year, and you go to work the remainder of that. And then you would come out of that with with a level 2 diploma and also a level 2 MBQ as well. Which is a national vocational qualification. You can claim a skilled worker status through your Cscs card if you wanted to work on site using that as well. I hope that answered that, Lauren.
Go on from Alice. Thank you for the question.
Somebody's asked, what do you like most about studying at Cambria?
I like that it's a really well thought out place. Like the teachers are very, very good, and they're always willing to help you out. There's always facilities like the library. They've got Costa and all other things that they run, like the Duke of Edinburgh Awards that you can get involved in and things. So that's quite good. And and just generally doing plastering in college is just really fun. Hard work, but good graft, and gets you moving. It's good fun.
Brilliant. Thanks, Wes. Just waiting for some more questions to come through. If you've got anything at all to ask, please ask away. You will be able to ask any questions afterwards as well. Student services will be able to ask any questions. If you phone College Cambria, you will get directed to the right place as well. So don't be afraid to ask anything. Just a little bit about COVID-19 whilst we're on. We used to run some taster days where people could come in and have a look round and a little demonstration of anything as well. Unfortunately, due to the current situation, we're not running those days now, as you can all well imagine. That may change depending on Welsh Government guidelines. I'm not sure. It's a little bit up in the air at the minute. So if it does, it will be made available on the website. Just had another question through. How do we get a CSCS card to go on the site? So we used to do it at College Cambria. Unfortunately, we don't anymore. There's a centre in Chester, which is the nearest one to Wrexham, which you have to apply. It's a basic health and safety test. In terms of, basic site safety. So it'll go through PPE, a little bit of legislation, do's and don'ts, hazard signs to look out for. And you have to get a score out of a set amount of questions, and then you will be awarded it. You have to have a CSCS card to work on a number of sites, and that will only increase as it goes forward. The number of fatalities and accidents has come down a heck of a lot since the CSCS scheme's been integrated, so that we're a big advocate of that, and we can help to do it, but unfortunately we don't house it anymore. Okay, so I've just been informed that we don't have any more questions coming through. If you do wish to apply, please get in touch with Student Services. If you search Plastering on the internet as well, it'll take you through an application process, and you can apply online at any time. And if there are any problems at all, if you phone Student Services or email studentservices@cambria.ac.uk, they can point you in the right direction. Possibly give me an email, and then we can answer any questions that you have further then. Thank you very much for watching. Diolch yn wylio. Thank you, Wes.
Cheers.